Boreal forests, also known as taiga, form one of the largest terrestrial biomes on Earth, stretching across the high latitudes of Canada, Alaska, Scandinavia, and vast swaths of Russia. These forests, once considered stable carbon sinks and natural fire regulators, are now at the front line of escalating ecological crises. Recent years have seen a dramatic surge in the frequency, intensity, and geographical reach of wildfires across the boreal zone. This shift is no longer a localized anomaly. It is a global phenomenon driven primarily by anthropogenic climate change, compounded by forest management practices and accelerating feedback loops. Evidence from satellite data and ecological monitoring shows a stark increase in boreal fire activity since the turn of the century. Canada, for instance, experienced its most catastrophic wildfire season in 2023, burning more than 16 million hectares, an area over twice the size of Ireland. Similarly, Siberia, particularly its eastern regions, has seen a doubling of average burned area since the early 2000s, with fire seasons lengthening and encroaching further north into the Arctic Circle. These fires are not only larger in scale but also more intense, with high combustion temperatures that consume not only surface vegetation but also deeper layers of carbon-rich soil. The principal factor behind this global trend is climate change. Boreal regions are warming at approximately twice the global average. Rising temperatures have led to longer dry seasons, increased frequency of heat waves, reduced soil moisture, and the rapid thawing of permafrost, all of which create ideal conditions for wildfires to ignite and spread uncontrollably. Lightning, which now causes a larger proportion of wildfires in boreal zones, has also increased in frequency and reach due to warming air masses and atmospheric instability. Beyond climate, decades of fire suppression policies have inadvertently contributed to an abundance of combustible material in many boreal forests. While natural fire regimes once helped clear underbrush and maintain ecological balance, modern strategies aimed at extinguishing every fire have led to dense fuel loads that feed megafires when ignition finally occurs. In areas like Canada and Russia, industrial activities such as logging and oil extraction have further disrupted natural landscapes, creating fragmented forests with edge zones that are more vulnerable to ignition. A particularly dangerous aspect of intensified boreal fires is their effect on permafrost, the frozen soil layer that underlies much of the boreal zone. When wildfires burn deep into the soil, they destroy the insulating surface layer and hasten permafrost thaw, releasing vast amounts of methane and carbon dioxide. In turn, these emissions contribute to global warming, which fuels even more fires, creating a positive feedback loop. The 2023 fire season in Canada alone is estimated to have released 3 billion tons of CO, more than 4 times the global aviation sector's annual emissions. The ecological impacts of these fires are profound. Boreal forests support a wide range of flora and fauna, including endangered species such as caribou and Siberian tigers. Megafires not only destroy habitats but also alter soil chemistry, water cycles, and regeneration capacity. For indigenous communities and northern populations, these fires threaten health, via smoke inhalation, livelihoods, and cultural heritage. Smoke from boreal fires has reached as far as Europe and the eastern United States, affecting millions and signaling that no part of the world is insulated from their impact. Scientific models predict that, unless aggressive climate mitigation efforts are implemented, burned area in boreal forests could increase up to 500% by the end of the century. To counteract this trend, policymakers and land managers must pivot toward adaptive fire management, including the use of controlled burns, indigenous fire stewardship, and restoration of natural fire cycles. Simultaneously, reducing global greenhouse gas emissions remains the most urgent task to prevent runaway climate fire feedbacks. The boreal forests, once a stable fixture in Earth's climate system, are now among its most volatile. The rising frequency and severity of wildfires across Canada, Siberia, and beyond are not isolated incidents but part of a broader planetary transformation. These fires are burning through not just trees and tundra, but also through climate goals, ecological integrity, and public health systems. Only by acknowledging their global drivers and implications can we begin to confront the firestorm ahead.